Welcome to the ultimate 3-hour Stoicism crash course. We're going to start with 15 minutes here, then take an hour break, and then do another hour and 15 minutes. Grab some water, make sure you don't have anything going on, and let's get into it. What is Stoicism? Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium. Around 300 BC, it was later expanded upon by Roman philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. At its core, Stoicism is a philosophy of self-control and rational thinking. Stoics believe that by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't, we can find inner peace and resilience amidst the chaos of life. They also believe that living in harmony with nature and practicing virtue are keys to happiness and fulfillment, and they define virtue as the highest good. There are 4 cardinal virtues in Stoicism, which are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Let's take a quick break. All right, now we're going to talk about the core Stoic principles. There are 4 main core Stoic principles that form the foundation of this philosophy. The first one is the dichotomy of control. This principle, which is also known as the art of not giving a damn, essentially tells us to differentiate between things we can control and things we can't. It encourages us to focus our energy on what we can influence, such as our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and to let go of the desire to control external events or outcomes, which are often beyond our grasp. By embracing this mindset, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety, and we are better able to navigate the unpredictability of life with greater peace of mind. The second principle is perception shapes reality. It's not events, but your judgment of them that counts, as the Roman philosopher and Stoic philosopher Seneca famously said. This quote highlights the central Stoic idea that our judgments and interpretations of events, not the events themselves, ultimately determine our experiences and emotions. In other words, it's not what happens to us that matters, but how we choose to perceive and respond to those events. For example, in a situation where someone has just lost their job, we might think that this is terrible and devastating news. But if we choose to see it as an opportunity for growth and change, it can become a catalyst for positive transformation. By adopting this perspective, we can turn potential negative experiences into opportunities for learning and self-improvement. And that's a pretty cool thing. The third principle is live according to nature. This principle, which is derived from the Stoics' belief in living in harmony with the universe and its laws, reminds us to accept the natural order of things and to flow with the inevitable. It encourages us to embrace the beauty and simplicity of life, and to find joy in the present moment rather than constantly worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Additionally, living according to nature involves recognizing our own mortality and using that awareness to inspire us to live each day to the fullest. By accepting the natural cycles of life, death, and rebirth, we can find a deeper sense of meaning and purpose in our existence. The fourth principle is practice virtue daily. This principle is rooted in the Stoics' belief that living a life of virtue and wisdom is the ultimate goal. It serves as a reminder that true happiness and fulfillment come not from external factors such as wealth or fame, but from our own internal state of being. By committing to practicing virtue in our daily lives, we strive to become the best versions of ourselves and to make a positive impact on the world around us. No matter what external circumstances we may face, the Stoics believe that by cultivating wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation within ourselves, we can lead a life of integrity and purpose. So let's take another break. All right, now we're going to talk about the tools and practices that Stoics use to cultivate these principles. There are several tools and practices that Stoics use to cultivate these principles and live virtuously. Here are some of the most popular ones. The first one is negative visualization. This practice involves imagining possible negative outcomes such as loss, setbacks, or challenges. By voluntarily confronting these thoughts, we can train ourselves to become more resilient and less reactive when faced with adversity in real life. This practice helps us to appreciate what we have and prepare better for potential future challenges. The second one is journaling. Keeping a journal allows us to reflect on our thoughts, actions, and emotions, which helps us to better understand ourselves and identify areas for improvement. By regularly examining our inner world, we can become more aware of our biases, limiting beliefs and harmful thought patterns, and we can actively work to transform them into more positive and productive ones. This process of self-reflection and growth is a key aspect of Stoic philosophy and practice. The third one is voluntary discomfort. By intentionally putting ourselves in situations that are uncomfortable or challenging, such as taking a cold shower or eating a meal that's bland, we can gradually toughen our minds and become more resilient in the face of adversity. This practice helps us to build mental fortitude and to develop a stronger sense of self-discipline and control over our thoughts and emotions. Through voluntary discomfort, we learn to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than shying away from them. And the last tool is Memento's Mori. This practice, which literally means remember that you will die, serves as a powerful reminder of our own mortality and the preciousness of time. By regularly contemplating our own mortality, we can gain a new perspective on life and become more focused on what truly matters. Memento Mori encourages us to avoid wasting time on pointless pursuits and instead to invest our energy in what brings meaning and value to our lives. It's a call to action to seize each day and make the most of the opportunities that come our way. Now we're going to take another break. All right, now we're going to talk about how to apply Stoicism today. Stoicism isn't just an ancient philosophy. It's a set of tools and principles that can be applied to every aspect of modern life. Here's how you can apply Stoicism in different areas of your life. In work, focus on your effort, not outcomes. You can't control whether you win an award or get promoted, but you can control the effort you put in. Strive to do your best and improve every day. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. See them as opportunities to grow and learn. Apply the lessons you learn to your next endeavor and keep moving forward. Remember, it's not the absence of setbacks that defines success, but rather your ability to bounce back from them. In relationships, be kind and fair, not controlling. You can't control the actions of others, only your own. Be friendly, empathetic, and understanding towards others, but don't try to manipulate or force them to act in a certain way. Respect their choices and boundaries. Focus on building mutually beneficial relationships based on trust and open communication. Remember, true connection comes from mutual respect and understanding, not from control. With emotions, pause before reacting. Don't let your emotions dictate your actions. Take a moment to pause, reflect, and consider the best course of action. Examine your thoughts and ask yourself if they're rational and helpful. Choose to respond in a calm and measured way that aligns with your values and goals. Remember, it's not the strongest or most intense emotions that lead to the best decisions, but rather those that are well thought out and aligned with your long-term vision. In adversity, use challenges as opportunities for growth. Obstacles and setbacks are inevitable parts of life. Rather than seeing them as burdens, view them as opportunities to test your resilience and grow as an individual. Ask yourself how you can learn and improve from the situation. Embrace the challenges and use them as stepping stones towards greater strength and wisdom. Remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond that truly matters. So let's take our final break. Right, now we're going to talk about common misunderstandings of Stoicism. Stoicism is often misunderstood as a philosophy that encourages people to suppress their emotions, be indifferent to the suffering of others, or to passively accept whatever happens to them without any effort to change it. However, this is not what Stoicism is actually about. So let's address 3 common misconceptions about Stoicism. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. In fact, Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge and process our emotions, but to do so in a healthy and balanced way. Stoics believe that emotions are natural and inevitable, but we have the power to choose how we respond to them. By learning to control our emotional reactions, we can live more virtuous and fulfilling lives without being ruled by our passions or fears. Stoicism is not about passive acceptance. It's not a philosophy that advocates for complacency or for simply giving up in the face of adversity. Instead, Stoicism calls for active engagement with the world and its challenges, and it encourages us to use reason and wisdom to navigate through difficult situations. Stoics believe that we can and should strive to make the world a better place, while accepting that there will always be things beyond our control. And finally, Stoicism is not about cold detachment. Stoicism is not a philosophy that promotes emotional detachment or indifference towards other people or their problems. In fact, Stoics are encouraged to care deeply about the people in their lives and to be compassionate towards those who are suffering. However, Stoicism also teaches us to be wise in our approach to helping others and to avoid becoming overly attached to outcomes that are beyond our control. The goal is to be deeply empathetic and helpful without sacrificing our own well-being or losing sight of our own values and priorities. So let's take our final break. All right, now we're going to talk about the modern benefits of Stoicism. Stoicism is a timeless philosophy that continues to offer valuable insights and practical advice for people today. By embracing the principles and practices of Stoicism, we can enhance our lives in various ways. Here are 6 modern benefits of Stoicism. It reduces stress and anxiety. One of the key benefits of Stoicism is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety in our lives. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't, we free ourselves from the burden of worrying about things that are beyond our grasp. This practice allows us to find inner peace and resilience even in the most challenging situations. It improves decision-making and clarity. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of using reason and logic to make clear and rational decisions. By examining our thoughts and understanding our own biases and limitations, we can approach decision-making with a clearer mind and greater objectivity. This leads to better choices that align with our values and long-term goals. It builds resilience in a chaotic world. In today's fast-paced and unpredictable world, resilience is a valuable asset. Stoicism teaches us to embrace challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. By developing a Stoic mindset, we can bounce back quickly from adversity and navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with greater ease. It helps cultivate meaning and purpose. Stoicism encourages us to live a life of virtue and to find meaning and purpose in our actions. By striving to be the best version of ourselves and to make a positive impact on the world around us, we can lead more fulfilling and purposeful lives. This sense of meaning and direction can be a powerful motivator and guide us towards greater happiness and fulfillment. It enhances self-awareness and personal growth. Stoicism promotes self-reflection and personal growth by encouraging us to examine our thoughts, actions, and emotions. Through regular self-assessment and a willingness to learn from our mistakes, we can become more aware of our strengths and weaknesses and work towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. This process of self-discovery and improvement can lead to greater self-confidence and a deeper sense of fulfillment. It fosters inner peace and tranquility. Ultimately, Stoicism is a philosophy that aims to bring inner peace and tranquility to our lives. By practicing the principles of Stoicism and embracing the serenity prayer, we can find a sense of calm amidst the chaos of everyday life. This inner peace can serve as a source of strength and resilience, allowing us to approach each day with a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. So let's take our final break. All right, now we're going to talk about recommended daily routine. While there is no one-size-fits-all approach to practicing Stoicism, here's a sample daily routine incorporating key Stoic principles and practices to help you on your Stoic journey. In the morning, plan your day with a Stoic intention. Start your day by setting intentions that align with Stoic values. Reflect on the words of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Act as if it were the last thing you do, and commit to starting your day with purpose and focus." Consider what tasks or habits you could incorporate into your morning routine that would help you live more virtuously, or that would be helpful in managing your emotions. This could be something simple like reading a few pages of a Stoic text or journaling about your thoughts and feelings. During the day, pause, reflect, and apply Stoic principles throughout the day. Take moments of pause throughout your day to reflect on the Stoic principles and teachings. Consider how they apply to the situation you're currently facing and how you can use them to guide your actions and decision-making. For example, when faced with a challenging situation, remind yourself of the Stoic teaching on negative visualization and the importance of accepting what you cannot control. Or when faced with a temptation or distraction, bring to mind the Stoic concept of dichotomy of control and focus on what you can influence. In the evening, journal reflections and assess your virtue and progress. In the evening, take some time to journal about your day, reflecting on your actions, thoughts, and emotions. Consider how you lived according to Stoic principles and how you can improve the following day. Reflect on the cardinal virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and ask yourself how you can embody them more fully in your life. Use this time for honest self-assessment and identify areas where you can grow and develop as a Stoic. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can cultivate a deeper understanding and application of Stoic principles in your life. Remember that consistency is key when it comes to developing new habits and routines. Start small, be patient with yourself, and celebrate your progress along the way. As you continue to practice these Stoic techniques, you'll likely notice positive changes in your mindset, behavior, and overall well-being. Embracing a Stoic lifestyle can be a transformative journey that leads to greater resilience, wisdom, and inner peace in an ever-changing world.